Or should I say, my bad, that's not my intro. Hey guys, what is up? It is Ro with another video. Welcome back, people of the what is up? And happy day 5 of the Roskers. And today I bring you a ranking video. That is right, your girl watched 51 out of 53 Oscar nominated films. There are 53 nominees this year, and I saw 51. I really was aiming for a perfect score, but unfortunately, before we get to the voiceover, I'm going to explain just a couple things. I'll do it very fast. First, 51 out of 53, meaning I did not see all 53. I am missing Riding with Fire, which is a nominee for Best Documentary, and I'm missing When We Were Bullies, which is a nominee for Best Documentary Short Subject. Unfortunately, Riding with Fire won't be available until March 30th. Tell me why, but okay, after the Oscars, I still will catch it. And then When We Were Bullies, I do not know when it's going to be streaming, but I could not make it to a theater run for the best docu short subjects, so I'm sorry. Second thing, I will not be ranking Lead Me Home, which is also a best documentary short subject. I will explain why in the voiceover, but that one I will say does rank relatively low, but it's not part of the ranking, and I explain why. Third, I missed a film because I'm stupid, and it unfortunately, so I will tell you guys when this film is coming, at what number. So basically the ranking is kind of wrong because I'm supposed to have 51 films, but I only had 50, and I was like, which one am I missing? And I just found out which one it was, so forgive me, but I will include it which number it would be in. Fourth, I did not choose to do video footage for this film. All you will be seeing is just pictures from the film that I'm talking about. And that is because of the famous CR. I really don't want this video to be struck down. I don't want to put a lot of work in it for it not to come up, just like my trailers video I'm trying to get up. Watch this one be struck down as well though. Praying to God it's not. I know video footage is more interesting than that, but gotta do what I gotta do. Fourth, are we on fourth? Are we on the fifth? Whatever. Anyways, I'm almost done with this. I am shortening the reviews for the sake of the longevity of the video, because if I were to do really long reviews for every single one, this video would be an hour. I was thinking of chopping it in half, depending. I'm still editing it right now, so we will see, but some of them I already reviewed, so you'll see me talk about them less. You'll see me just say a sentence. Others I do go into depth more, and then others I just go semi. I will also be putting my ranking on Letterboxd. As always, the link to my profile is in the description below, so check it out if you like. And that is all, folks. Okay, great. And I think that covers it. Yeah, I have like my little notes app here saying what I gotta talk about. So yeehaw, friends, let's do this. Day 5. Let's get into the voiceover. Let's get into the ranking. Enough of me. So for this one, I am still unsure of what score to give it, so I'm technically not ranking it. The rating is beyond the point when speaking on this documentary. I definitely understand its purpose and also good intentions, but it's telling us something we already know with just aesthetic shots and b-roll without saying more and doing much. There isn't much solution or even commentary on one's behalf. We watch these documentaries, and once the credit roll, we most likely forget hours, days, months, years later, and this crisis is still happening. The government has a lot of work to do, and we can do our part as well. Check out my full review on Letterboxd, and I also gave a link to how we can truly be of aid to this crisis. Hey, what is that? Oh, that's right, a video I posted, and I talk about Free Guy there. Check it out if you like, y'all. Another one where I understand the intention, but its message comes off more pretentious than fulfilling. I do love the commentary and the consumption of technology and the journey of love, and the animation's unique, but the voiceovers and the songs do not combine well, and watching it a second time did not do justice. Regardless of that though, it did have me thinking a lot on the theme of love. I am a fan of the first installment, and though there were some genuine laughs and I was more than less invested in the story, the over-the-topness with not much emotional depth left me being impatient during the runtime. But I will say Leslie Jones is a standout. I freaking love her in this film. 4 Good Days isn't a bad movie by any means, and Mila Kunis gives a better than good performance. The story does play with your emotions, especially if you can relate firsthand to the plot, but there are sometimes these films we come across that just exist as being a movie and nothing more, and 4 Good Days is one of them. Is it a bad thing? Bad is a strong word, but it's just there, we saw it, and that is all. Again, I do not see the flowers it is receiving, regardless of the performances being good and the story being able to poke your heart a bit. I do want to give this one a second viewing, but I will just describe it simply as this. You know that commercial where a guy comes to fix this couple's sink and he tells them you have a plumbing problem? And they're like, great, can you fix it? And he's like, oh no, I'm just the guy who tells you you have a problem. Yeah. I may sound like a broken record, but the animation is great. I love the themes. I mean, tortured artists, finding yourself in art, ways life works, seeing how a human can be. But I think the purposeful messiness did not quite translate to its audience and therefore becomes overwhelming and makes us deter from the material instead of learning to embrace it. Also, heads up because there's some animal violence. I really thought I was going to love this Disney film. Sometimes simple works, and sometimes it works in the way that it becomes forgettable. Y'all already know, long review on it on my Letterboxd, and I also reviewed it on my What I Watched in December. There is some interesting direction styles from Jessica Keenan. A taunting score that is felt above us as we are flying the wall during long takes of people working. This documentary really says, let the images speak for themselves and let the imagery become the symbols. I have said it many times, and I will say it another. I love the mess that is the House of Gucci, and I would watch it again. This is the first live action shorts out of all 5, and let me just tell you, like I mentioned in my other video before, they're all trauma after trauma, and seeing the marathon in theaters was a bit claustrophobic. You need a breather after seeing one of each. While On My Mind is the weakest of them, there's some technical weaknesses and the cheese can be felt, especially with the end shot being both a full circle moment that somehow causes snickers. I will say I do love the overall execution of the film and the themes it brings, like a whole new meaning to the fog on wet glasses. If you know, you know. The performances are solid and the last 5 minutes gets in your eyes and causes the tears to drop. Still not a musical gal, but I enjoy myself while watching it, and Andrew Garfield is just simply phenomenal. Just like Free Guy, my friends, y'all know the drill. It's so funny how these two movies are back to back, so yeehaw! What a sweet short about a bird being raised by rats, meeting another bird who loves shiny things, and describes Christmas in the most innocent way. It's simply cute, and the voice acting is really strong here, but I really do not seeing it being the first prediction winner for the best animated short when Bestia is in the same category. Okay, this one. The love for this short was building and building during the viewing, until we reach the climax. Anna Dejudishka gives a stellar performance. Like I keep saying, these shorts are displaying amazing acting skills. She embodies and presents many different emotions. This short film was giving good representation for the little people. Most of the time when a marginalized community is portrayed in film or TV shows, it's always about incapabilities and needing to be saved instead of portraying them as human, which they are. We all have our differences, but we are also all the same. This short film was going strong with great pacing and camera direction, but then we reach the climax and things take a bad turn, and with little to no reason for doing so. First, we needed a trigger warning. Also, this is a spoiler. Anytime there's a sexual assault in a show or film, there has to be a warning. No excuses. Second, sexual assault happens. We know that. But in this film, it was really unnecessary to the story. It feels along the lines, hey, this happens, let me show you because it happens, without any real connection. This story could have definitely taken a different turn, and it could have knocked it out of the park. Nina Arianda deserved more praise and more recognition for her performance and deserved that Oscar nomination out of all. I really love Shang-Chi. That bus scene, the comedy was solid. A bit further in the film it lost me, but I could say that this ranks pretty high in my favorite Marvel films, like Doctor Strange. Yes, I love Doctor Strange. I had too much damn fun seeing this one. Another that pulls on your heartstrings and also brings light to beautiful stories in the deaf community, and also heartbreaking, particularly with the stories they're presenting us here. Hearing the story of these kids, their journey in their high school, how they found the love and passion for football, and that they are no different to other teams because of their condition, while showcasing us their personal struggles, and one of the main focuses was their friend who committed suicide. I highly suggest engaging yourself in this documentary short subject on Netflix. I will keep saying it. We need these documentaries. These documentaries are so important. And this one is so earnest and powerful in its simplicity. It depicts these people from Afghanistan as people, and it's also thought-provoking when it comes to the situations we are presented, and specifically the story that it tells, focusing on this couple. I kind of get the non-liking to this one, yet I do not get it at all the disliking to this one. All I know is that I enjoyed it, tugged on my heartstrings, and when it pulls you out of the story, finds a way of bringing you in, and it has a solid performance by Filippo Scotti. A very well done biopic with great performances all around. Will Smith is overdue for his Oscar, but let us shine light on the underrated performance of Anjanou Ellis. Listen, I can talk about all the things that worked for No Time to Die, and then I can talk about all the things that did not work in this film, things that were more specifically undercooked. But let us disregard this, because holy crap, who else cried? Did anyone else cry? Was it just me? Who else fucking bawled their eyes out? Because holy shit. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story is a technical marvel. The cinematography, the production design, the score, that opening scene, man. The way the camera moves and invites you to experience the story. I got the song I Feel Pretty stuck in my head. In America is my fave number. Ariana DeBose and Mike Fast are outstanding. Steven Spielberg did the remake justice. Am I a musical gal? Still nope. Was there also something missing that keeps me from scoring it a perfect 10? Yeah. And if anyone wants to talk about the editing, I do have some minor problems with it. But overall, pleasantly surprised, and the final ending shot as the score plays in the background, I have to admit I got some chills. So after The Dress, The Long Goodbye was the next short, and someone in the audience gave out a whew kind of sigh. And then after The Long Goodbye was Take and Run, which was also the last short. When I tell you the silence in the theater after the marathon was finished. Trauma after trauma, I mean it when I say that. This is really well acted and beautifully shot, and brings up the topic of a horrifying issue that is still occurring in cultures. It brings up this topic many people aren't aware of, and that is women being kidnapped and forced to marry. I cannot stop thinking about this one, and to be honest, all the shorts in general, I can't stop thinking about. Please go watch it as soon as you can. I have only watched 3 episodes of Black Mirror, and I can see why people get the TV show vibes here. This is another that is really well acted, blending claustrophobia with comedy. I know, that sounds weird, doesn't sound right, but that is how I describe it. Most importantly, the message. This obsession with evolving and advancing in technology without ultimate knowledge and reevaluating our capabilities. There's a line in The Mitchells vs. the Machines that describes this short perfectly. Technology is never enough and always trying to improve and change when it doesn't need to. And to this I say, there is an importance in having balance and change. I'm a slut for 4:3 ratio and Catherine Hunter as the witches, everybody. Oh my gosh. I'm a sucker for these love themes. The animation is really impressive, and while it falls flat sometimes, it is only minor. It is truly sweet in a very peculiar way, without cheese, and sorrowful with read between the lines commentary that is thrown but not addressed. A very gripping documentary on a historical event that stays with you. It is white supremacy at one of its worst. Brace yourself, because it is a lot to take in with horrifying images. If you're seeing it at home, stay all the way past the credits. Just like the others, it is amazingly edited and emotionally charged with harsh truths. Encanto really hits the I'm never good enough for my family spot too damn hard. Constant shame you feel when your family makes you feel you're a disappointment. The constant stress you feel to be 100% obedient in whatever perfect means. The constant high you get when you put a smile on their face, even if it was something small. The amount of relatability one feels coming from a Latino Hispanic household. I can go on and on about Encanto's story, but I really would like to point out some aspects that stood out with me. With a short runtime of 1 hour and 39 minutes, audiences who pay attention to intricate details of film can feel the story was rushed. Sure, that is mildly true, but let's dig a bit deeper. Encanto's what I mentioned before. The common pressure of trying to be good enough for your family, and most importantly, generational trauma. And sometimes, regardless of their actions that hurt you, you always have love for them. That classic line, but they're my family. Of course, this is on a spectrum that stretches miles and miles, and everyone's situation with their family is different, and sometimes justification isn't enough. But back to Encanto, the abuela's apology to some may have felt not enough, and forgiveness was too easy. But if you felt that way, maybe you're missing the point. Some of us don't even get an apology to begin with, and Disney would probably get sued for quote-unquote tragic, or should I sometimes say realistic, endings. But here, yes, the abuela was too harsh, and there's much work to be done as a whole family to come together again. But she shares her stories, her reasonings, and it is a step in the right direction to heal the big wound. Let's fix pieces of the bigger picture to get the big picture. Overall, I really love Encanto, though my preference goes to another animated feature I'll talk about in this video. I really do love this film, and I enjoy the musical numbers a lot. I can say I have tried actual licorice on pizza, and anyways, after seeing Licorice Pizza a second time in theaters, I wrote a whole deep analysis review on Letterboxd, so Check it out if you like, because trust me, it's almost as long as my Punch Drunk Love review. I really hope this film walks away with at least one Oscar. Please witness it, because these are the stories we need to be listening to. And I definitely want to watch this one again. Sometimes films with almost plotless stories that radiate comfort and joy with likable characters and solid voice acting performances are exactly what cinema needs more of. I mean, who else had an emotional breakdown in those last 10 minutes of the film? Luca has stunning animation, a lovely score, and important messages of the power of family, friendship, or maybe more, and love of others and oneself. It isn't perfect, but you know what? Silencio, Bruno. I also want to highlight Emma Berman, who voices Julia, because this got to be one of the best and also strongest voice actings I've heard. Yes, I'm so sorry. The Long Goodbye is the one I forgot, but it is number 15. So every other number goes down or every number goes up. I can't think of the right terminology, but in my ranking, The Long Goodbye is the number 15. I'm still so upset I forgot this one. Like, how? This is my choice to take home the Oscar for Best Live Action Short. Literally go into it knowing nothing. Just, it's on YouTube, watch it, experience it. I'll say one line. Where I'm from is not your problem, bruv. We need to have more conversations on motherhood, and specifically the expectations it carries from society. And we need more films on these conversations. And here comes Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's a treat with a talent to direct. And like I said in my predictions video, I would not be mad at all if it goes home with the Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar. Okay, so I have a dramatic as frick introduction in my review of Worst Person in the World. I just want to say, to whoever reads it, I'm being 100% honest. This is one of the first films to exaggerate this feeling past 100. The Worst Person in the World is something to this world. From the beginning, with Julie switching from medical school to physiology to photography, I knew this would be something. It's simply about life. While it is 12 chapters in Julie's life, her life says something to us about our lives. It is both a complaint and love letter to the mess life is. It is time to debunk the myth that states your teenage years are the hardest when it's really your freaking 20s on the road to being 30. That one decade is full of finding the meaning behind your life and life as a whole. Finding the meaning in our decisions, our values, our actions, other people. Julie isn't perfect. Is she the worst person in the world? No, but that doesn't mean what she does is right either. One of the most interesting things she does is exactly that. She does. She does what she feels. She makes decisions in the now with little to no thought. Unfortunately, that does lead to hurting others at the expense of others, and we ourselves find problems along the way, but she also does what feels right instead of subjecting herself to something she knows she doesn't want. But we will always face sadness just like we will always face some form of happiness. I'm still not sure what to think of this film, yet I do grasp my knowledge on it. I don't want to score this film, yet I do know what I would give it since I already gave it a score. What I can say I do know without saying yet I don't know is Joachim Trier, forgive me if I butcher that, made something remarkable. Renette Rensby is refreshingly naturalistic. Anders Danielsen is emotionally gripping. His scene right there should have been an Oscar nomination. Both deliver some of the best performances of this year, and this film's screenplay needs to be the winner for Best Original Screenplay. I listed all my favorite quotes from this film on Letterboxd, so again, if you're interested, check it out. Denis did the impossible with Dune, and now it is back on HBO Max, so if you haven't experienced it, please do. Oh my goodness, Bestia, my choice for Best Animated Short. Watching this one with no previous knowledge has you confused, but what's happening on the screen captivates you with stunning animation, a chilling score, and a cloud of tense mystery cast upon you. After you search up the story behind it, your jaw completely drops and your heart stops for a bit. It is based on a woman named Ingrid Olderock during the 1970s, 1980s dictatorship taking place in Chile. She was a secret member of the police whose task was to torture women using dogs, even sexually. Much of this history we do not know about. Parts in the short are fictionalized, like the deep focus on the relationship between Ingrid and her dog, and Hugo Covarrubias also pulls in other themes such as gender and identity. I saw it twice, and seeing it twice with a backstory makes it all more chilling, and it is an impressive execution with stop motion animation. The score went up after seeing it a second time as well, and it almost made it in my top 10 of Oscar nominations in this ranking, but damn, would I just squeeze it in top 10 because this is one of the best animated shorts I've seen. Holy cheese, rice and beans times 3,000. My love, Cyrano. It is extremely disheartening that it only has its pinky dipped in the award season pool. Like, pretty amazing costume design though, but this film deserved more recognition. Haley Bennett and Peter Dinklage should have been everywhere. The pacing of this film is phenomenal. Instead of making your eye roll at a musical number beginning or a transition out of one, it connects the puzzle pieces together and the songs are glorious. It is also packed with good comedy, and the ending leaves you wanting more, but you're knowledgeable that it is the end. I will gladly watch this all over again and get my fragile, hopeless romantic heart stabbed all over again. You're all I need, like a sweet morning dew. I took one. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm sorry for your ears. I can't stop listening to Amelia Jones and Ferdia Wash-Pilow singing the cover of that song. The amount of times I've replayed that song is unhealthy. One thing I will address that I said in my predictions, Coda wasn't in my picks for being the winner in most categories, but that does not mean I do not love this film. And if it takes home wins over my choices, it would not be horrible. Will it hurt? Of course. I also have other opinions about who I think should win Best Picture. Anyways, watch Coda and get ready to cry and witness great representation of the deaf community and witness amazing performances. Never doubt the power of Pedro Almodovar. His most heartfelt and personal film that is packed with 2 best lead performances and great side performances with vibrant color design and that score I was so happy to see nominated. We have been bringing up this conversation, but it has been amplified in these recent years. The conversation of having history both not told and erased. Here comes the electrifying Summer of Soul, which is my top pick for the Oscar. The editing is so strong, it is one of the most uplifting, impactful, and important documentaries I have witnessed with a powerful ending. Oscar winner Questlove, let's go! This movie, oh my gosh! My choice for Best Animated Feature, that's right. Is the idea something fresh? No. Does it have the same message and themes? Kinda. Does it still find a way to feel new and have its audience focus on the story at hand? Frick yeah to the frick yeah. Also, the storyline of the father-daughter strained relationships about interest and stuff hits like a little too close to home. I mean, it's pretty anyways, I'm not gonna get on that. Its grandness with being loud enough that it doesn't exceed in annoying its audience, being in your face with gestures of onomatopoeia that feel freaking fun. Oh my gosh, reminds me of my experience seeing Turning Red. Both films are 5 out of 5 for me. These are some of the quotes that I freaking love. I didn't fit in for a lot of reasons, but movies were always there for me. He's like the De Niro to my Scorsese. Holy shit, do I go on. It also brings up the topic that I mentioned in the short Please Hold, this obsession with evolving and advancing in technology. When the mother said, we think a tech company would have our best interest in mind. So funny. Piggybacking on this movie is genuinely hilarious. It reminds me of those, damn, I just had so much damn genuine fun watching this. It puts a huge smile on my face, and here are the MVPs of the film. Louisa Harris, one of the best female basketball players, and in 1977 she became the only woman ever officially drafted by the NBA. I did not know that, and I bet a lot of people did not know that either. That's why these categories, like documentary short subject, are vital in not just award season but in film in general. I have to say, these shorts and also documentary features should be nominated in the technical categories, like film editing or score, like I mentioned in Ascension. The editing in The Queen of Basketball is phenomenal, and it really captures the spunky and charismatic personality of Harris, and I love the transitions from her interview to other footage. I am simply in love with this documentary. I hope it takes the win. Link in my description to watch it. It's on YouTube. Now, go now. Just like Almodovar, never doubt the power of Guillermo del Toro and immerse yourself for 2 hours and 37 minutes. That is the worlds he builds and the stories he tells, and the runtime is perfect. On HBO Max, folks. Let's talk about this one. Oh my goodness, Drive My Car. I honestly think it could have been in my top 3 if I saw it. I don't know who I would bump down, Spencer Teton, but Drive My Car, holy hell. What an ultimate treat it is to be lost in a film to the point of forgetting your own existence for a whole 3 hours. Hamaguchi's Drive My Car invites its audiences to become mesmerized in both the complexity and simplicity of the world and its humans. If there's one word to describe what Drive My Car is about, it would be acceptance. You can read plenty of synopsises, but it isn't until you buckle up for the ride, pun intended, where you fully understand. It is about acceptance of others, even if they're in the wrong, acceptance of life's occurrences, even if you're not in agreement, acceptance of life situations, even if they change the course of your life, acceptance with oneself that will lead to surprises and more positive outcomes than sorrow. I mean, acceptance of life, because life will happen and continue to happen. So will we join? Maybe not right now, maybe in a little while, or maybe right now. Hidetoshi Nishishima deserved the 5th actor spot, and definitely Tokumura for Best Supporting Actress. Forgive me if I butchered those names. The Academy needs to change their whole not nominating foreign films in the categories of acting. It needs to change. Also, this freaking shot. Pablo Larraín's work of art is on Hulu, so when you do see it, please truly read the opening sentence it provides on the black screen right at the beginning and go in with an open mind and prepare to be blown away. I mean, is this any surprise, y'all? Just talking about it puts such a big smile on my face. Let's freaking go. The Power of the Dog, #1, easily. I've talked about it many times, and my next video, which will be day 6, is going to be specifically on it, just talking about it, why I love it so much, just talking about it. It is truly the best film of the year and one of the best films to exist. Oh, my heart is bursting that it is the frontrunner for Best Picture, and I really hope I see it take it home. Oh, my heart's gonna burst even more. I will say this though, since I will be talking about it, The Power of the Dog could easily win 11 out of 12 nominations, and that would be 100% deserved. Is it going to? I really don't think so. I really hope it takes more than Best Director and Best Picture. But if it were to win 11 out of the 12, it is 100% deserved. Like, there's no argument over that. I love this film so damn much. And yes, it is #1 out of all 53 nominees. It's so hard to film on the iPad. Oh, am I covering the camera? Hey y'all, what's up? So it's me again. Different outfit, different glasses, but my camera is currently downloading videos right now. So I need to film an outro, but hope you guys enjoyed the ranking of the nominees. If you loved it, give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, give it a thumbs down. If you liked it more, thumbs up. Press the subscribe button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you all on day 7.